Hey Love Bugs, welcome to my channel. I am Navy Marlowe. If you're new here, this is your first time clicking on the Navy Marlowe channel. Hi, welcome, nice of you to join us. For all my returning subscribers, hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, you guys, I am going to review the Pat McGrath Foundation Concealer and Setting Powder. I purchased her products probably about 2 months ago or so ago, yeah. And because of quarantine, I hadn't got a chance to come back and review them and tell you guys how much, I'm not going to spoil it, and tell you guys what I think of her products. I've worn her foundation and concealer and setting powder on about 4 or 5 different occasions. But in this video, I'm just going to apply it, let you guys see what it looks like on my skin, and then I'll give you guys my final review of it afterwards. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, stay tuned. So really fast, let's just go over the packaging really quick. And I don't usually do packaging because packaging is, I'm sorry, just me. I'm not big on packaging. I don't really care what the package looks like. I want to know how it wears on my skin. Maybe a little different. But I had to come and show you guys this package because Miss McGrath, she really hit the mark on this one. The packaging is just so perfectly structured. So the foundation comes in this type of package here. It's like a flip top there. And then the foundation, it is in a hard glass container. I am in the color medium 19. I hit the mark. I tried it on in the store. I wasn't sure how it was going to look. You guys know when you go to the store and you try foundation on and then you get it home and it's just like, oh my God, this is like a whole different color. Our NARS in the color Tahoe, medium 19 will be your color. If you are Fenty Beauty in the color 360 or 350, medium 19 will be your color. For my Estee Lauder Double Wear gals, if you are Hazel, medium 19 will be your color. And for my Lancome gals, if you are 435, medium 19 will be your color. I'm going to use my makeup sponge to put this on. I'm also going to use her concealer. In her concealer, I am color M17. Again, the packaging, it comes in the flip top. And I put this back in here so I can, because I knew I was going to review it for you guys. But, and then the concealer just comes in just like that. The concealer box was a little over the top for me because it took up too much space. It's just the one container there. You would think she would have added, slipped us 3 more in there, for the price. But the packaging, again, it's nice and elegant. And this is the concealer. It's in a hard glass, similar to the MAC concealer. Packaging is superb on the concealer. And for her setting powder, again, the packaging, it comes like such. I love the black and gold. That is just so classic to me. And this is how her setting powder comes. So I'm going to apply these 3 products and then I'll let you guys know what I think about them. Okay, you guys, so I did my eyebrows, I applied my lashes, I put a little bit of eyeshadow on the top of my lids. As far as eyeshadow goes, I used the Naked Honey palette in the color Keeper. I used this color on my eyelids, just did a little light brush up there. I used my favorite lashes. I got these from Target. I'll link it in the description box below, let you know where these lashes are from. Now I'm going to apply my primer and then I'm going to apply the Pat McGrath foundation. So as far as primer, my favorite primer is Cover FX Blurring Primer. So I'm going to apply this to my T-zone area. I apply this only to my T-zone area because that's where my pores are. I have larger pores around my nose and my cheeks and my forehead. The outer perimeter of my face, I apply a different type of primer. So in this case, I'm going to apply, no, I'm not going to use my milk. I'm trying to savor my milk I'm going to apply that when I actually go somewhere. I'm going to use my Huda Beauty. That's one of my other favorite primers. So I'm going to apply this Huda Beauty Matte Perfection Pre-Base Primer. And again, I just applied this on the outer perimeter of my face. And I actually used a little bit too much, but that's fine. We'll just let it soak in for a little bit. I'll put some up there. So we have applied the primer. I let the primer sit for a little bit so that it could soak in and set on my skin. Now we're going to apply the Pat McGrath foundation. And again, I am in the color medium 19, right? Medium, yeah, medium 19. I'm going to use my makeup sponge and I'm going to apply this to my entire face. And as you can see, it is really light liquid. It is not thick at all. It is very runny because this foundation is more like a sheer to give you that, it's to give you that no makeup look. So just something to think about when you're applying it. It's definitely not thick at all. It is definitely light. It is definitely giving me a sheer vibe. It is similar to Bobbi Brown as far as coverage wise. If you are looking for full coverage, this is not it. Apparently, if you have done your research on the Pat McGrath foundation, you should already know this foundation is not to be full coverage. You can definitely build on it. It definitely has a building feel to it. I don't know if I would wear this as a building foundation. I probably would stick with my NARS or my Estee Lauder for that. It doesn't feel sticky or cakey as I move my cheeks or anything like that. So I do like the color of it. Again, this is medium 19. I couldn't go 17 or 20, or I'm sorry, I couldn't go 18 or 20 because it was either too dark or too light or too pale. This gave me the warmth that I needed. It is on the orangier side than I would normally go for, but that's fine. Summer is approaching, and I will darken up and tan up a little bit more. So let's go ahead and apply the foundation. And for foundation, again, I'm in the color M17. To take my beauty blender. Don't judge my beauty blender. It needs to be cleaned. Yes, it does. It's not that dirty as it looks. But I'm going to take my beauty blender and blend this out. Okay, so right off the bat, you guys, her concealer is giving me NARS and Fenty Beauty as far as the texture of it and the setting length or the setting time of it. It is definitely thick and it appears to set right away. So it is not a loose liquid type concealer at all. And it's giving me more Fenty Beauty concealer than NARS. Like I mentioned, the concealer is thick. It is definitely on the same consistency wavelength as your Fenty Beauty, for sure. It does not take long to set in. If you have wrinkles under your eyelids like I do, when you apply the concealer, you want to hurry up and blend that out. Otherwise, I noticed that it will sit and sink into your wrinkles under your eye. Other than that, I love the consistency of it. I love the brightness and the color of this M19. I am a fan of her concealer. Yes, honey, yes. All right, so now let's move on and let's apply her setting powder. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques sponge, and I'm going to dab. Now, the way the setting powder comes, it comes with a little, the sponge area with the holes in it. So only a little bit comes out at a time. So you would take your sponge and then dab inside of it. So you don't necessarily have to pour the powder out of it on the top to get it. You just dab your sponge or your brush inside, because it's spongy, it's springy. The sponge thing is springy with the holes in it. And then you get your powder that way. And I'm just gonna take the powder and apply it on my contoured areas. Applied the setting powder, and I don't know if I mentioned, but in her setting powder, I am light medium 2. I didn't want to go for the darker color because it kind of fades me out. I like to use a lighter color in setting powders just to give me that brightness on top of my concealer. So again, this is light medium number 30, or light medium number 2 in her setting powder. So now I'm going to take my brush and then I'm going to brush away the setting powder. I don't like to bake or sit long because I don't like an ashy look. I just like to sit long enough so that my concealer sets. Okay, you guys, so I went offline really fast and I just contoured up my face. I added some bronzer on and added a little bit more shadow under my eyes. But this is the final product. So this is Pat McGrath's foundation, concealer, and setting powder. I love it, honestly, just to be 100% real with you. I love her foundation and I absolutely love the concealer. Now, what I'm not fond on is the setting powder, not the setting powder itself, but just the container and how the setting powder comes. You have to press down on this spongy, it's like a sponge thing. And when you press down, the powder is supposed to, you know, come out that way, which becomes very messy. Using your sponge applicator to press down on that, you know, you see that you have all that powder that basically comes back up and it just makes a mess. So that part of it I'm not fond on. So it's really just the packaging and how it came. Other than that, it is very light. Would I compare it to Laura Mercier? It's pretty similar. It's pretty much similar. The only difference is it's so much more lighter than Laura Mercier. I do feel like it gives that set similar to Laura Mercier. I do feel like it gives me the brightness similar to Laura Mercier. I would definitely be buying her products more often. I don't know how often, you know, considering the price point of them. You know, her line is pretty expensive, but I do believe in you get what you pay for. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would definitely give them I would give her foundation a 9.5, only because the color wasn't exactly on point. But once you contour and once you bronze, you can pretty much make a foundation the color you want it to be. That's a whole nother video, but let me just let you guys know, when you buy a foundation, you can go a little dark, you can go a little light. The only thing is, it's just how you contour it and how you conceal it. So if you go lighter and it may be a little too light for you, but you can't find a foundation that's dark enough for you, you can get a concealer that's a little bit darker, or you can contour to kind of bring that tone down a little bit, and vice versa. What I'm going to do now is, because what I didn't do is I didn't spray. So I'm going to use my Morphe setting spray, just so you guys, because I feel like when you spray, it really brings your look together. Like right now, my look is still a little bit choppy as far as I contoured my nose and I did some bronzing. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my Morphe setting spray, just so you guys can see the look come together all the way. Yes, so that is my review, and that is my thoughts on the whole Path McGrath line. You guys think about Path McGrath if you have used her products. Would you go out there and buy her products based on this review or other reviews that you've seen or that you heard? I, again, would recommend them, but I understand, you know, it's not in everyone's budget. These are very expensive products. Definitely not products that I will be buying on a regular basis, but just to have in my repertoire, have in my collection, probably wear on special occasions. Because of the price point of it, it's definitely not foundation that I would wear every day to work, just because I don't want to have to run out of it and buy more. But I do like the coverage of it. It gives you that sheer feel, that sheer light feel. It is definitely buildable. The concealer is comparable to your Fenty Beauty and to your NARS. It is very much on the thicker side. It sets right away. So you want to make sure as soon as you apply it that you go ahead and use your blender or your brushes to go ahead and blend that out. And then with her setting powder is superb. It is definitely up there with Laura Mercier. I like it because it was very light and it did brighten me up, and it didn't give me that dry, ashy feel after I brushed it away. So again, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know below what your comments are, what you think about these products. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video. All right, bye-bye.